Hello, welcome to the presentation of our consumer behavior project. This project is an application of the unconscious information processing theories to marketing. As you may know, we are constantly influenced unconsciously by what we see, smell, hear, or feel, and this information influences our feelings, perceptions, and behavior, and especially our buying behavior. This cause and effect phenomenon has inspired companies to implement the unconscious information processing theories to their marketing strategy. Let's see how a consumer trying to solve his need can be influenced unconsciously. Let's work with a very common need. I'm quite sure that you have already felt physically uncomfortable at your desk. A lot of us spend many hours per day sitting on a chair. So, let's imagine you need to solve your problem. You need to feel physically comfortable at your desk. Let's go through your consumer experience cycle. The first thing you will do is think of ways to solve your problem. To solve this need, you have many options. What about an adjustable desk? An ergonomic chair with a backrest, adjustable armrest, and wheels. You could also invest in resting accessories such as a handrest, a headrest, and a footrest. Or maybe the problem can be solved with some stretching exercises. Let's consider you end up deciding to buy a chair. Now, you gather information about chairs. You ask your friends, you search on the internet, check for reviews, and you evaluate the alternatives you have. You finally decide to purchase a chair. You use it, the product deteriorates, and you need to go through the cycle again. Now, in this whole cycle, you might have been influenced unconsciously, especially during the gathering of information and evaluation of the alternative phases. You might think at this point, well, no, an office chair is typically the type of product we assess in a very rational way. When we want to buy a comfortable office chair, we assess tangible elements related to comfort, such as the cushions, the armrest, the shape and flexibility of the backrest, etc. Yes, you're right, but sometimes buying decisions are influenced by factors that are independent of the product itself. And one example of influencing factor is emotions. It has been proven many times that emotions influence our perceptions and behaviors. Can we imagine emotions having any influence on your perception of comfort of the chair? We will try to answer this question. The purpose of our study is to try to influence the perception and, by extension, the decision of a consumer by manipulating emotional factors. So, we will try to influence the consumer's perception of comfort of the chair by triggering emotions thanks to visual stimuli. And we chose to play with color and objects displayed. Why color? Many studies about color psychology have been conducted. According to the color psychology concept, colors have the power to influence our emotions. And by playing with object, we mean that adding certain objects trigger emotions because we associate them with our life and experiences. The first hypothesis we tested is the following. If a chair is displayed in front of a blue wall, then that chair is perceived to be more comfortable than if the wall was red. Having the color psychology theories in mind, we can imagine a situation where we display our chair in front of a solid color wall and ask people how they perceive this chair. We can expect the answers to vary if we change the color of the wall, keeping the chair and the rest of the decor the same. According to theory, red is an intense color. It is the color we associate with love or danger. It is the color of emergency, fear, and panic. Blue is said to be a more soft color. It is associated with harmony, peace, trust, and relaxation. Therefore, we expected that if people see the color blue behind the chair, they are more likely to perceive the chair as a comfortable one than if they see the color red. The second hypothesis we tested is the following. If we place a sleeping cat on the chair, then the chair is perceived to be more comfortable than if there was no cat. We believe that placing a sleeping cat on the chair can make the chair appear more comfortable because we think a sleeping cat is soulful. So, we expected the sight of this cat to trigger a peaceful, calm, and relaxing feeling. We suppose that this feeling can unconsciously make participants perceive the room to be comfortable, especially the chair on which the cute cat is sleeping. If we have a situation where there is simultaneously a blue background wall and a sleeping cat on the chair, then the chair would be perceived to be more comfortable than in any other situation. We believe that a blue wall and a sleeping cat can both individually influence positively the perception of comfort of the chair. Therefore, we expect the combination of the two to give the best results in terms of perception of comfort. Now that we have stated our hypothesis, we will go through the data collection process. We collected the data through a Qualtrics survey and we used a non-probabilistic convenience sample. People could answer the survey anytime, anywhere. After a short introduction, participants were shown an image of a room. We created 4 versions of the room we displayed. Version 1 was with a blue wall with no cat, version 2 was with a red wall with no cat, version 3 was a blue wall with a cat, and version 4 was a red wall with a cat. Each participant to the survey was shown one single version that was displayed randomly. Then, they were asked the following question: according to you, to what extent is the chair comfortable? Participants were forced to choose a single answer among 7 options ranging from extremely uncomfortable to extremely comfortable. We did a between subject experiment design. Our design is 2x2. Our independent variables are color of the background wall and presence of a cat sleeping on the chair. We have 2 levels for each independent variable: blue or red for the variable color, yes or no for the variable cat. Our dependent variable is comfort perceived, which refers to the perception of the comfort on the chair. After gathering all the data, we tested our hypothesis on SPSS, doing the appropriate test for each hypothesis. For hypothesis 1 and 2, we did a t-test. For the third hypothesis, we ran an ANOVA test. Finally, to test the interaction between our independent variables, we used a univariate analysis. The results obtained were disappointing. We didn't measure any statistical impact of the color or the presence of a cat on the perception of comfort of the chair. As a conclusion, we would say that maybe we failed to trigger the expected emotions in our different situations. Or maybe we successfully triggered the emotions, but these emotions were not strong enough to influence the participants' perception. However, we still believe our hypothesis makes sense. We would recommend doing the experiment again, making adjustments. We suggest to have a bigger sample, change the data collection process, require that participants observe the image for 30 seconds, make the room more realistic, and choose another chair model. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.